All right, what do we have this week? Okay, episode 2, chapter 5-2, South Fortress City, Perland. So we got a new story chapter. Southern part of Perland which was formerly the center of the Perlucia Kingdom and now houses government buildings and research facilities, is now open. Chapter 5 is separated into two areas, yep. Okay, some more quests. Stop that. Stage missions, region rewards, the usual stuff. So here's their shop thing. So we got quests to get special alarm loops, clear this stage, collect 200 stigma in South Pearland. Okay. And the actual shop has some boots, the alarm loops, force dust, bad power loops. What do these boots look like? They're attack boots. Health, speed, crit chance, good damage. Okay. 3 new exclusive equipment. Got some more exclusive equipment. So first up we have General Purgus. It gives him health. So the first one is Spearhead, 20% chance to increase defense of the caster for 2 turns when attacked. Interesting. And increases combat readiness by an additional 3%. So I assume this is his skill 2 passive. And then Commanded Charge, decrease skill cooldown by 1 turn. Okay. Nothing too crazy there. Zermia, she gets attack. So playing with fire, 25% chance to grant an extra attack. So it's like a built-in Dust Devil. That's nice. Her skill 2 grants a barrier to the caster for 2 turns. Barrier strength increases proportional to your attack. And for her skill 3, decreases skill cooldown by 2 turns when an enemy is defeated. Interesting. And Belina, who gets effectiveness. So for Butterfly Fan, her skill 2 dispels 1 buff from all enemies. That could be useful. And for 3, increases chance of decreasing defense by 20%. So it'll be 100% if you're just using it normally. And also you can have decreased combat readiness of all enemies by 15%. So Belina can now be used as a defense breaker if you want. Just run that second one there. So she just has 100% on her first turn using it. Interesting. Yeah, or you could go for the buff strip. Like, that's all very useful stuff for PvP. So anyways, new 4-star hero Kawana. So they're finally adding her. I was wondering when they were going to get around to that. So what does she do? So her 1 attacks enemies with sharp sickles, 35% chance each to inflict 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns. If the enemy is debuffed after the attack, additional damage is inflicted. Right, and she gets 15 more effect chance to that, so it goes up to 50. Skill 2, attacks all enemies with a Flame Guardian, increasing attack of all allies for 2 turns. When all allies are fire elemental heroes, grants all allies skill nullifier once. Ooh, that's interesting. Another character who gets additional benefits based on elements of allies. And for her 3, attacks the enemy with a Flame Guardian, stunning for 1 turn before dispelling 2 buffs. So it stuns before dispelling buffs. Okay. Increases damage dealt when all allies are fire elemental heroes. Interesting. I wonder what you would use it for. Like, do you just run her in Golem? She can give you an attack buff. But then who would you run as a healer? If it's... I mean, if you're running a fire elemental hero, it's going to be Tamarin, or a fire elemental healer. It's going to be Tamarin or Mascot Hazel, who already have attack buffs. That stun's probably not going to be too useful, but whatever, you know. Story log feature added. The story log update will make it so players can more easily see past conversations that had occurred earlier in this stage. Players will be able to use the story log as they play Epic 7 in order to revisit previous conversations that had occurred. Players will be able to view the story log via a pop-up. Players will be able to exit the story log at any time tapping the tap to close button. NPC icons that are not displayed in the story log will continuously be added in updates to come. Okay, so that's cool. Little quality of life thing. Other improvements and bug fixes. Hero NPC monster improvements and adjustments. Improvements will be made to the description for Eunice skill, homing laser, and Eunice exclusive equipment. So, attacks all enemies with a drone, increasing combat readiness of the caster by 6% per target, and all other allies by 2% per target. So they're just changing the wording around a little bit, right? Yeah, I don't need to read the rest of that. They're just rewording it. It still does the same thing. Issue that caused detonate not to trigger when a miss occurs after researcher Carrot or the NPC Carrot in her speciality change battle uses Soulburn will be fixed. Issue where Crescent Moon Rin's skill effect Eye Catcher, in which she steals two buffs did not match the skill description, will be fixed. A typo in one of Angelic Montmorency's runes, Harvest Rune, will be fixed. The phrase cannot be dispelled has been added to the skill description for Corvus's Rage buff. On floor 87 of the tower, improvements will be made to the timing of the attack, increased text displayed when Copper Wyvern's third skill, Dragon Might, is used. Improvements will be made so that more than 3 skills can be displayed in the battle entry window when checking monster information. That is a long time coming. That they needed to do that a long time ago. Because typically the only time you're checking that menu, that window, to see skills before a battle, it's typically when you're going into like an abyss floor or something, some boss battle where the boss is going to have like 6 skills. So being able to see more than 3 is kind of important. Unknown and insect categories will be added to the monster journal. Additionally, some monsters that were classified as human type and magic creatures will be reclassified. Okay. Adventure and side story improvements. In the previous update, some changes to adventure and side story were omitted from our notice. We will provide our players with the missing information within this notice, and we apologize for any confusion that may have occurred. In the future, we will do our best to make sure our notices contain full and accurate information to prevent any confusion from occurring again in the future. In adventures and side stories, a change was made so that all heroes will recover 30% of their health after a battle was successfully completed. Hasn't that always been a thing? In adventures and side stories, a change was made so that if heroes were defeated in battle, they would recover 10% of their health. That was also already a thing. What are they talking about? A change will be made to the side stories so that players have the probability to acquire epic catalysts if they clear a stage with a difficulty of normal or higher in any side stories. Wait, let me read that again. A change will be made to the side stories so that players have the probability to acquire epic catalysts if they clear a stage with a difficulty of normal or higher. So are they just saying epic catalysts drop in side story stages on higher difficulties? I feel like there was a much simpler way to word that. Previously, there were certain exclusive side stories where players could acquire epic catalysts by playing a difficulty of normal or higher. Additional improvements. Improvements will be made so that players can view the name of the Guardian's voice actor by going to Lobby Hero. Improvements will be made to the equipment and artifact inventory section so that after tapping the sell button, the cancel button is more easily distinguishable. Improvements will be made so that in the side story, the subtitles for first stories of episode 1 chapters will be named Chapter Open Story. Okay. The requirements for completion of 16th quest in Remarkable Adventure of the Adventure's Path will be changed. I wonder which one that is. Oh, it says right here. Before it promoted Terra Phantasma to 5 stars. Now it's promote a hero to 5 stars. You can just promote anything to 5 stars and fulfill that. Improvements will be made in the guild so that after requesting aid and receiving aid, the player will receive a system message stating that the request has been completed. Alright. System message. The request has already been completed. Please re-enter this page and try again. New background music will be added exclusively for Guild Wars, and this new music will play for all Guild War content. Interesting. There are 3 different background music: Guild War Prep, Guild War in Progress, Guild War Battle. The purchase limit for Moonlight package will be increased. Before 1, after 2. Improvements will be made so that additional pop-ups are displayed when synthesizing pets. If a player taps Synthesize without selecting the maximum number of skills to be inherited, a pop-up will be displayed. If a player taps Synthesize and a lower level skill to be inherited is selected, a pop-up will be displayed. If the player taps Synthesize for a special pet and the appearance to be inherited has not been selected, a pop-up will be displayed. How about, removing the chance to fail when synthesizing? That would be a real nice improvement to make. The equipment tutorial will be improved so that it automatically skips if the player has already equipped the item or if the game determines the tutorial cannot be completed. Due to the monster category change, Episode 2 AP Exchange Quest 1-1 will be adjusted as follows. Okay, so it was eliminate 100 magical creatures, now it's eliminate 100 unknown. Additional bug fixes, typos in Episode 2 Chapter 5.1 will be fixed. An issue where the story would not progress as intended in unrecorded history will be fixed. An issue where players could not scroll during Rats and Mercedes' memory imprint tutorial has been fixed. An issue where Kisei's skill Nocturne extended Charon's weakened state in the Hall of Trials will be fixed. An issue where Silver Transmit Stone ×3 rewards icon remains active even after completing all quests in the side story will be fixed. Typos with the pet system will be fixed and descriptions will be slightly modified to make them sound more natural. An issue where some pets did not move when displayed in a pop-up window will be fixed. An issue where in the pet category in the shop the number of friendship points that did not display at the top of the screen will be fixed. Issue where a supporter chosen before starting repeat battle can continuously be used will be fixed. I didn't know that was a thing. But that sounds like fun. Why do you gotta fix that? Anyways. Issue where an issue where, when using pets during auto battle while using the minimap, an error occurred on the minimap after entering a Goblin Gate will be fixed. Issue where, under certain conditions, when a hero is skill enhanced, another hero's skill was enhanced instead will be fixed. What? That sounds bad. An issue where certain parts of the screen were not clearly displayed on iPhone 11 will be fixed. Issue where complete all quest reward effect displays when the UI is opened or when the player receives a quest reward while the complete all quest reward button is active will be fixed. Issue will be fixed where after failing a floor in the tower, the Abyss statistics button appeared. What? There's some weird bugs that are fixing this week. Issue where that, how about you fix the issue with the grammar in this sentence? An issue where that prevented a special effect from displaying in the Alchemist Steeple when crafting exclusive equipment will be fixed. An issue where a battle could not proceed when players tapped an NPC at the wrong time will be fixed. Issue where on older devices certain text was not displaying properly will be fixed. Okay. Bunch of weird bug fixes. Still waiting for them to make the pet system good. But other than that, they finally added this chick to the game. Because she's, ever since they first launched the episode 2 story and she first appeared in it, she's always had an animated, sprite or portrait or whatever you want to call it, which is typically reserved for playable characters in the game. So I was wondering when they were going to add her. Anyways, exclusive equipment. So new story chapter and exclusive equipment. Where'd it go? There it is. So, again, some exclusive equipment this week. All for characters who could actually use it. General Purgases seem kind of weak to me. They seem really, kind of boring. Not very interesting. I'm not even sure which of these I would want to use on my General Purgus. I really don't know. I mean, maybe the increased additional combat readiness, extra 3%. For Sirmia, I don't have Sirmia, so I can't really say which of these would be most useful on her. I feel like decreasing the cooldown of her skill 3 is kind of silly, seeing as how her skill 2 resets the cooldown of her skill 3. I imagine if you're using her for like Golem or something, you might just go with the first one so she has a built-in Dust Devil. But again, I don't know. I don't have Sirmia, so like maybe there's some like reasons you'd want to use the other two. And for Bellina, I don't know which one of these I'd want to put on my Bellina. Probably not the last one. It really depends on what you want to use her for. Because you can definitely now use her as like a defense breaker instead of like someone like Tywin. She is now 100% defense break on her skill 3. Or if you just want to lower the readiness, you can dispel a buff. Like, you just have options with her. Then again, I can't really imagine going into a PvP fight and taking Bellina just to use her skill 2 on turn 1 for a 1 buff strip. I don't know, maybe people will do that. Anyways, that is it for this week, and I will see you later.